In this lecture, I want to quickly talk about React. Everything we've been learning has been leading to this topic. What is React? Why should we learn it? What can React do that JavaScript can't? Let's answer these questions and more. First things first, what is React? React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. That definition is taken straight from the official site for React. In the resource section of this lecture, I provide a link to this site. Naturally, we don't need a JavaScript library for building interactive sites. JavaScript has everything you'll need for building a site. However, developers prefer to learn React after learning JavaScript. It's the same reason developers prefer to learn WordPress after learning PHP. It makes our lives easier. Behind the scenes, WordPress performed dozens of actions. For example, it will check if the user is authenticated, query the database for a list of posts, send emails, and manage plugins. The foundation for building a site is available. As developers, our job is to extend the existing infrastructure. Without WordPress, developing a site may take weeks or months. By using WordPress, sites can be rapidly developed up to production within hours. React can deliver the same experience for WordPress developers. For these reasons, React is considered a library for rapidly developing rich interactive user interfaces. To make matters better, WordPress has immense support for React. Both systems work nicely with each other. There are a lot of benefits to learning React. However, there is a learning curve. To get started with React, Node must be installed. During our journey with PHP, the size of our files didn't impact the performance of our site. The file size of your PHP files is negligible. The same can't be said for JavaScript files. Your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code should be optimized for production. If you were to ship unoptimized code, visitors might leave your site for taking too long to load. The most common solution to lower the file size is by compressing code into a single line and removing whitespace. Here's an example. The first code snippet is unoptimized. As for the second example, it's been optimized by removing unnecessary whitespace. Unfortunately, the trade-off is that it's difficult to read. This is just one example. Imagine if we had 100 lines of code or 1,000 lines of code. It would be a nightmare to scroll through this code. During development, our code should be neatly formatted. Once we're ready for production, we should optimize our code base. Manually removing whitespace can be tedious. The React team has taken the time to combat this issue. React is more than a library. There's a set of tools for optimizing your JavaScript code for production. We can get the best of both worlds. Our code can be written with formatting. After we're satisfied with the results, our files can be optimized on the front end. These tools work out of the box. Oftentimes, beginner developers will ask me if they should learn these tools. Once upon a time ago, I would have said yes. However, things are changing. In most cases, you can get away with the basics without diving deep into a tool. In fact, these tools have become so complex that configuring them is a full-time job. There are developers who specialize in developing tools for other developers. They don't focus on developing application. Instead, their jobs are to create tools that make debugging, shipping, and collaborating on projects easier. Our goal is to become WordPress developers. Exploring tools would take dozens of hours to teach. For that reason, we're not going to be diving deep into these tools. An overview will suffice. The WordPress and React teams have taken the time to configure these tools for you. We will be able to get away with knowing the bare minimum. Let's get straight into React.